Remember having that finger press cut my ass nice and hard. Alexa, call Dad.
Calling Dad's mobile from Beach Nut Celestial.
I only told you I only need Wednesday morning, Wednesday noon.
Josh, I don't know what time they're gonna be here. I'm just doing the one day.
Okay, all right,
We do the one day.
all right, bye.
That's your brother. That's you need of it, man.
All right, bye.
Alexa, call Dad.
Calling Dad's mobile from Beach Nuts Celestial.
Hello?
You about done?
I was just getting ready to walk out the door and I had to come back in and set this stuff down because my hands are full to answer the phone.
All right, come on over.
I just filled up Wednesdays. I'll come back after I get my delivery and things. Oh, by the way, I found your scripts.
Where were they? Right. Right.
Text me and said they need a signature, so they must be on their way.
All right, go ahead and bow home then. Go ahead and go on home then.
Yeah, I am.
Then you can bring your old TV over when you get your new one. Alexa, call Dad.
Pulling Jack's mobile from Beach Nuts Celeste.
Hello?
Yeah, you know how my mom said I used to stand over her bed? Each time she woke up, I was getting ready to smother her to death with a pillow. And I was gonna simply, then I was gonna simply dial 911 and turn myself in for the death penalty. I was gonna chop her up with an axe after I smothered her to make sure I get death penalty. Cause what she did to me my whole life, I was gonna smother her to pill and chop her up with an axe.
Why are you calling me up?
That's why I was plotting my lead with her. I was so fed up with her shit, that's why I'm smothering her in her sleep.
Josh, what are you calling me up? How do you know that?
I was gonna smother her in her sleep. Yeah. I would have insured myself the death penalty. That's all I was gonna do. I was gonna make a brutal, I would have turned myself deaf. I was gonna make it such a brutal murder that I would have turned myself death penalty. They would have found her in pieces around that apartment.
Oh, gosh, not talking about that, okay?
It would have made the news forever in that apartment, that county. It would have been a legend in that county for a long time.
What if I called you up, talk to you like that?
Well, that's exactly what I was planning on doing to my
What
mom.
would you tell me?
That's exactly what I was planning on doing to her.
But you did.
I know.
So then why are you waiting for your time thinking about stuff like that?
And that's why I needed my meds so soon, because I start taking negatively if I don't get them.
You already take them.
Yeah, it just takes swallowing the coldness and them to take effect.
So if you're 1 hour late, it has an effect on you already.
Yeah, and that nurse put me in a lot of danger by not back on Wednesday.
If she's coming in today,
Yeah, but she didn't pack for Wednesday. She put me in a lot of danger not pack and make me wait until she gets here to take my meds.
well, be sure to tell her that I got one
Okay.
if she has today.
Okay. Southern Hills did that a lot, and I got kicked out of a lot of businesses in Bailey because I wouldn't have my meds for a certain day. They wouldn't drop off my meds, and I got thrown out of a lot of businesses in Bailey by acting weird. I wasn't allowed in most grocery stores or convenience stores. So finally, I went in one convenience store and started breaking things, and the police came. And I said, "Well, I'm just gonna go around the convenience stores. You're just gonna keep arresting me until you have a talk with Southern Hills, and I won't act like this." They had a talk with Southern Hills. I started going one place. I threatened I had a cup of coffee, and the cop came. And I was about to throw the cup of hot coffee in the cashier's face. I threw the hot coffee at Mr. Cashier, and they had to talk to me. I said I didn't have my meds, and that hot coffee was going to go in the cashier's face because he wouldn't sell me the cigarettes because they banned me from the place. It ain't my fault. I had my meds. I had a cup of hot coffee, and I threw it at the cashier, and it missed him. I was going to throw it in his face, the boiling hot coffee. He wouldn't sell me the cigarettes because I was out walking that store. So I called him and walked over to the coffee dispenser, poured a large coffee, walked, and was going to named it at his face, and threw it, and he dodged it. I was aiming right for his face. Throw hot coffee right in the cashier's face. What would happen to me if that coffee that hit the cashier's face?
You would have gone to jail for quite a while.
I was going to take all the money out of the cash register and all the cigarettes, all the cigarette rack I could get, and walk out. And I would have been an animal in jail. I probably would end up racking up a life sentence.
So you would have started the poor guy for life.
I know. He was a faggot anyway, so he wasn't that good looking. He was a meth head anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. He already fucked his face up with meth anyway. So I would have been frying him. The guy's face was already fried from meth. Most of the people that worked at gas stations in that county were meth heads. So you weren't ruining much looks, trust me. If you threw a coffee,
Maybe you didn't have the skills. Well,
meth head, come on, making meth, busted for making meth. People should know better than to be making meth than to be ruining their community with meth. Frankly, I think he deserved a hot coffee in the face for trying to ruin his community with meth.
okay.
Frankly, I have no feelings for drug dealers and people that manufacture things like meth or fentanyl or stuff like that. Now, before the fentanyl hit, that sold a pill or two for a little action and a nookie, I could see, but mass quantities that are meant to kill, but they hand over a pill or two so someone can get high, exchange with nookie. I can understand that. I did that a few times, but someone that sells it in mass quantities and know it's tainted, I have no sympathy for them. What happens to them when a family member avenges them? But people do one or two for a little bit of nookie. I understand someone being a little stocked up and whatnot, a little bit of nookie and be able to trade one or two of their prescribed pills for a little nookie. Happens all the time. You know what they say about Appalachia, the rattling of the painkiller bottles, a mating call. That's the West Virginia, it's the Appalachian mating call, the rattling of pain is the bottle of fresh strict painkillers. You know that?
No.
That's called the West Virginia mating call. It's a rattling of a fresh script of bottle, fresh script of painkillers, of Oxycontin. You get your fresh script of Oxycontin, you rattle that bottle. That's the West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky mating call. Women do anything for a couple painkillers down there.
You know what God did?
What?
He created art when he created you. You're a piece of work, Josh.
Yeah.
There's something else. Hey, have you talked to the hospital? Okay, I've been just sitting around here.
All right. Love you.
Maybe too.
But. Good morning, guys. Baby, don't think about it.
Come here.
Oh, darling. You come visit me every morning, don't you? Alexa, what's the temperature?
Good morning, Deep Texas. Right now, it's 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 54 degrees.
Oh, girl. Oh, girl. Oh, girl.
I miss living in Florida. In fact, I'm gonna talk Dad moving us back down there. Moving us back to Gitson. This time in a gated community. A gated community. Living in a gated community down there in Florida. Have my Amazon deliveries the first day. Amazon groceries and all that. Have all the selections on Uber Eats. Go to American University, get a good degree. Maybe teach that technical school down there in that area. Get a ride or move to Crawford County, and after graduating from American University, get a job teaching, and I just move down to that property and get a loan to put a Tesla home on the old property, my old house, the old house I rent still on. Then go up and be a bus monitor on the school bus that's up the street. And whenever I have to sub, just be a substitute teacher part time for history classes and stuff, and just right into the high school, junior, senior high on the bus, and just agree to get paid to be a bus monitor. I just asked them if I could have done that, been a bus monitor. And been a few bucks a day. The school could just let me, when I was done monitoring this morning and evening ride, they could just give me 20, 30 bucks a day to make sure the kids, were in line on the bus. Trust me, I would have entertained them. I would have made them all laugh the whole ride. And I would have passed out cigarettes for good behavior. The ones that got off my stop, the ones that got off, they'd come down to my house. The ones that lived nearby for a free cigarette, maybe they'd on the bus, they'd come down for a cigarette. That's what I do. I lure them with a cigarette. I say, here, have a cigarette, now behave. I'll reward them with cigarettes for behaving. Dad get those little teenage bastards behave on the bus. You lure them with a cigarette. I call it luring a teen with a cigarette. That's all it's. I know Leon. Old Maynard died. There was a drug deal going on. And Leon was like, nah, it's just two queers looking up here in the bar. They're trying to argue because this guy was trying to sell me drugs. I thought he was flirting with me. So the next day I heard Leon and Maynard debate whether it was either a drug deal going on or two queers hooking up in the bar. Old Maynard had it targeted the guy who was trying to sell me drugs. And Leon thought the guy was a queer trying to hook up with me. It was like Maynard was right because there's a guy working for the cops trying to set people up on a drug deal. The guy was a snitch. He always came back the next night with a wire. Came back later that night with a wire. I could tell he had a wire on my exes, opened his mouth on everything. I knew he had a wire on him. I should have searched him and busted his leg for wearing a wire. Or tore his kneecaps out with a claw hammer for wearing a wire. We should have knocked him down, searched him, grabbed the wire, smashed the box, the wire with his end, and then tore his kneecaps out with our claw hammer. Set an example. Or castrated him, took him down to the basement, took him out in the basement, covered his mouth up, castrated him, and dumped him down somewhere to bleed out. Or took him down, took him outside, covered his mouth with duct tape, castrated him, left him out in the woods to bleed out, and or soldered it with a lighter, so we wouldn't catch a murder charge. Like soldered the empty testicle sac with a lighter, so it stopped bleeding. Like created a homemade flamethrower with like hairspray and a lighter to solder it shut, so it wouldn't bleed. He wouldn't bleed out, and then dropped the testicles off at the town marshal's office in a pickling jar full of rubbing alcohol. Or fill up a testicle jar and fill the jar with some type of preservative like vinegar and or something for the testicles and some type of preservative, and wrapped them up and gift wrapped them and chopped them off in front of the sheriff's department. And a little gift wrapped a jar of that guy's testicles. Drop on the front porch, town marshal. His testicles. That guy's testicles. That would have sent the town marshal a lesson on the fuck with a 2K dope heads. Drop the snitches. The guy wearing a wire dropped his testicles off at the town marshal's office. And jar. Oh, should we make some chipmunkets pay the ultimate prize? Pretty soon be Thanksgiving. My aunt, if I won't drop off anything, she knows I don't like turkey, but I like deviled eggs. I may have her make me something special for Thanksgiving. I may ask her to make me some fried chicken. Instead of that, make me a small batch of fried chicken. Tell her I like fried chicken instead of turkey. Turkey don't set right with me. Make me some fried chicken or some couple pork chops or something. Make me a couple pork chops in the oven, mashed taters, gravy, homemade green beans. Bring over in a bunch of disposable containers. Deviled eggs. She can have Grandpa fried family recipe friend fried chicken. I bet she knows the family recipe. Family recipe fried chicken. Tell the families to have fried chicken instead of turkey this year. The old family recipe. Tell Grandpa ain't getting any younger. He's getting older. You got to have that family recipe fried chicken one last time. He's going to be 86 this year. He's going to be 86 next year. He's got to have his homemade fried chicken. Someone in the family's got to know the old recipe. And the other side of the family's brother side squabbling over Uncle Wayne's land. I'm going to call Grandpa and tell him he needs to step in. Tell the cousins they keep squabbling. He's gonna use his connections in the courts to claim the land and give me a couple acres to grow a farm on. I'll get so much healthier. I'll do straight live streams of me growing my own food in the summer, farming, have a goat out there for milk, get me a wife who that knows about farming. I'll go to the local Mennonite culture and see if they can give me one of their 18, 19-year-old ladies that knows how to farm and tell her I have a good farm in Huntington County. And I need a wife who knows how to milk the goats, how to cook, and I'll supply her with a farm and a big family and get healthy and provide her to the big family. She don't mind converting to Catholicism, but we'll live by the old paths. We'll kind of combine Mennonitism with Catholicism. We'll be a Catholic family that lives by the old paths. I had several Amish chicks checking me out. They were newlyweds and already hated it. Checking me out at Save a Lot and Paley all the time. One or two of them at least checked me out. They were smiling at me and shit, and their husbands are just grit were just scowling at me. I should say, well, if you want to leave Amish, you can walk away right now, no crime. Come home with me and cook me a good dinner. Learn how to use electric stove and cook me a good dinner. And we pick up some groceries. You take your husband's money, take your half, and come over and cook for me and clean my house. The husband didn't even have a beard, doesn't mean they're married yet, so she couldn't marry me and cooked for me, and I would have taught her somewhat about technology. At least enough to cook on an electric stove. My stove was too old for my case manager. She was gonna cook a good meal for me, but instead she'd bring me food. She's gonna get me German chocolate pie. The one I'm still in contact with in Serenity, and the one's real pretty. Redhead, whose pussy looks like it's probably on fire. Me and her flirt a lot on the phone. That's why I clicked on her on TikTok. We flirt a lot. I think she knows her husband's a limp noodle, an overweight limp noodle. And she knows I fuck her up the ass, up the puss, gag her and everything, man. She knows I do give her the meat big time. And let me pass her around to my friends. She would have been not lacking dick. We would have been made videos, and all of a sudden the kids at her school would have, or she was a case worker, would have found her on Pornhub, and she would have like there been a school council meeting called immediately about the kids finding her on Pornhub. Getting gagged by two guys smoking joints, smoking weed, her hitting on a bong with two guys like two hillbillies. And a bunch of hillbillies hitting on a bong and her hitting on a bong. All those dicks hanging down and she's just sucking them. Imagine the kids saw how much of a slut their social worker was from their junior senior high school. Hitting that bong, sucking all the dicks, snorting the oxys. I would have fucked her life up, man. She knew I would have fucked her life up. She was dying to be corrupted. She didn't want to be the innocent social worker no more. She wanted to be the partier. She was tired of living the innocent life. So I was always trying to get her to smoke a cigarette with me, and I said she would come smoke weed with me sometime after work and play around for husband's lit noodle. She said she'd think about it. Yeah, I corrupted a lot of lads in my lifetime because I was like, hell, the world didn't get hold of them anyway. I mean, if I was like doing like home tutoring, I was like, hell, if you want to light a cigarette, relax. Your parents let you smoke. Go ahead. I'm a teacher. Believes in 100% freedom. Your parents let you smoke. Helps you concentrate, relax, and get out a cigarette. Your parents let you smoke or whatever. My, no, this is America. I was educated by American University, and I believe American freedom. So to all my youth, I see that college tutors, their parents allow them to smoke, follow a cigarette, and help them concentrate, way listen to their lesson, and write their notes, follow a cigarette. In fact, I'd recommend it to parents because it helps them focus. Takes their anxiety away from our class by meeting new people. They can't afford cigarettes, just get tobacco and rolling tobacco. And allow their kid to smoke while having class. That's the best thing when you're sitting in class smoking, and and especially for autistic kids, because it takes away a lot of the effects of their medication. I would say they're about 12, 11, 12, 13, 14 and over. They should be able to smoke. That St. Mary's Church, Huntington, Indiana.
Huntington, Indiana. To speak with a representative, press 1. To leave us a message, Morning, St. Mary's Church. This is Tracy. May I help you?
Yeah, this is Josh. I normally talk to Lisa.
Lisa is on vacation.
Oh, yeah, I've been trying to see. I'm homebound here to be on all my stories. I have end-stage emphysema, heart problems. So it's hard to make it to the church. You know, I tried it once on a walker. It really wore me out. Walking up those steps. I didn't know about the ramp, and plus I have real bad social anxiety, and plus my hearing's getting bad. And I try respecting the chapel as much as I can. Like I always wear my Irishman cap because I'm Irish. I make sure when I'm 20 feet away from that door, I take it off and everything. But I speak loud because my hearing's getting bad, and I'm grouchy about getting hearing aids. And I'm just afraid going to chapel because I don't want to. I'm nervous around our people. And plus, when I was a Protestant, I went through a lot of judgmental people and that movement, and plus with my social anxiety, I can't go anywhere without just having the whole world collapse around me. And by the time I left confession, I felt good about feeling whole again, but still getting inside that church was a struggle. I could only walk because of the panic attack, because people were in there, they were judging me because I spoke kind of a loud bitch because of my hearing, and I was having an anxiety attack. Plus, I'm bedbound, so a nurse has to come and bathe me. So sometimes I go in there and don't smell particularly right. I've been clothes shopping in years since I've really the home, so I don't have clothes I feel appropriate enough to wear into the church. And I was wondering, we've been trying to beg Father Zaire to come to the home and do a confession. I've been trying. What I've been doing is calling St. Joseph's in Jasper, Indiana, down in Southern Indiana, just explaining to the pastor priest that God knows my intention. That I apologize to the church. I apologize to God for my sins, and God knows my intention from that through as a confession. But I want a genuine confession because I'm not in a state of grace right now. And make sure that you guys contact Meyer Funeral Home and put on my thing. If anything were to happen to me, that they contact St. Mary's Church immediately. Because I'm supposed to, I have a plot out to Catholic Cemetery, the historical one. My vault, my coffin's paid for, and I don't want them to hand me over some secular service. And also Parkview, I went there for a heart attack, and they've been refusing me a clergy member. And the last time I almost died, I saw the light and I want to report a miracle. When I was being ambulanced in, I felt like I was dying. And I prayed to Carlo Acutis. And I felt peace. I said, God, look, after I did something really ornery with the nurse, because I said, well, I had more. I said, look, get me a priest. I have mortal sin in my heart. I'm going to go to hell. So I did something ornery with the nurse, and they shot me at full Haldol. So I said, if I'm going to hell, I might as well go to hell like a gentleman. That's all I'm saying. I'm a nice Catholic lady like you. But it's not very inappropriate. But God knew my intention of really wanting that, last rites, just in case I went. Then all of a sudden, when I woke up, the room was full of light, because God saw that since I was willing to, that I was acknowledging that I was going to hell because I had mortal sin in my heart. He knew that I was begging for a priest, wasn't getting one. The room was filled with brilliant light. And before I went under, I prayed to Carlo Acutis. And when I was up at Parkview in Fort Wayne, it's the first time I was in the hospital without panicking. And when you have a heart attack and you have to shoot you up morphine, I refused any type of painkiller or Ativan. I was at complete peace. And I saw Carlo Acutis sitting in my visiting chair in his soccer shirt, smiling, and once in a while he'd come and pray with me. Honest to God, he'd come and pray with me. I saw that young man sitting there, and he'd sit in the visitor's chair the whole time in that soccer shirt that's in his tomb. He was sitting there with me. I'd see him, and once in a while he'd come over and lay his hands on me and pray when I got scared. I had visions of Carlo Acutis.
You're wanting.
I want to report a miracle.
Father to.
To come and give me
You need to
confession.
talk to Father then.
Yeah, and give
You want
confession.
confession.
And report a miracle because I prayed to Carlo Acutis and he sat with me the whole time. And I saw Carlo Acutis in the old hospital room. And it made me come to tears because he's my patron saint. I love the internet so much. He's gonna be the patron saint. He needs one more miracle. He was right there, and I didn't take it. You know how when you have a heart attack, they have to shoot you up full of morphine, and because of him being there, I didn't. I declined all painkillers and all Ativan, and I was in state institutions as a kid because most of my family thought I was an inconvenience due to me being mentally ill. And I'm terrified of hospitals. I didn't have a single panic attack, and there's been people visiting his tomb that have similar conditions to me with panic attacks that's been relieved of it. I didn't have a single panic attack. And he would appear to me once in a while and would be sitting in the visitor's chair smiling. And sometimes I'd see him lean over me and he'd start praying for me. Exactly like Carlo Acutis. He was wearing that brown colored soccer shirt and his khakis, and he'd come and sit with me at the hospital, hold my hand. Carlo, I had an apparition. To hear the apparition.
So you're wanting.
Yeah, for confession and home confession.
So you.
And I had a miracle happen with.
An in-home confession.
Yeah, and Carlo Acutis did a miracle. There was no reason I should have survived that heart attack and had all that peace. And most people don't go through a heart attack and decline anxiety medicine and painkillers 100%. And I saw that young man sitting there with me.
Well, that was a miracle, wasn't it?
That needs to be reported.
What's your last name?
Waters.
Waters. Okay. Do you have a phone number that Father can?
No, I can't. I don't have a phone anymore. I'm calling Skype phone because I can't afford a phone. I tell him I had to quit Kick due to bullies, and tell him he was 100% right. I should have quit streaming on Kick a long time ago. He's a wise priest. I just stream on YouTube where it has settings you can block trolls, but Kick became a place of trolls, and I think I had a part of my heart attack. And tell him I'm taking his advice from now on. And he was always wearing Kicks. He looked into it and knew it was toxic and warming up that I really shouldn't have been streaming on there because it was a toxic environment. That toxic environment finally got to me. But he's a wise priest,
Right.
and I just was wanting to pay for a phone because I was paying my extended phone bill, and plus streaming brings out the worst things sometimes because you got to give into the world. But I just want company since I'm here alone all the time. And I'm wondering if I can have a priest come visit me once a week or something, about 30 minutes just to talk to me or something because I'm alone. All I have is my dad in my life. The rest of my family here too busy or elderly, and I need spiritual guidance. And I just need
Okay.
I just need somebody to talk to me. I love talking about God, Jesus Christ, and His church are the only things I have left in my life, and my cat.
Where do you live, John? Do you live here in Huntington?
Yeah, I live at 206 Wabash Circle. That's out at Cedar Run Apartments, apartment 206. And
206 Wabash Circle.
tell me you come about 1 o'clock. We can schedule about 1 o'clock today. It's just,
He has an appointment already at that time.
what's
So,
do you have an opening? Do you have a schedule?
He is not.
What?
No, I do not. And I know he is out later this afternoon. He makes his own appointments, but that's why I was wondering if you had a phone for him to call you.
No, not anymore. I'm too poor. I'm too, you call.
Let me talk to him when he comes back in, and could you call back in though, maybe in an hour or so,
Yeah, I can do that.
to see if I've got enough to set up a time and a date?
Yeah, I just need that. My whole life, I went through so much pain to abuse. In my 20s, I partied. I did stuff I don't want to mention. But once I found the Catholic Church, once Father Stephen came to my apartment to lay hands on me and gave me my first sacrament and put me in and oh, what they call it, and I was put in the Catholic. I was I received my anointing to the Catholic Church. I was so filled with the Holy Spirit I couldn't walk. I never felt that in any Protestant church. Now I passed out at Protestant churches, but I was overcome. They had to carry me back to my bed, and I knew I found the truth. And every drug I've ever done in my life, every cigarette brand I've smoked in my life, none of it compares being state of grace. I mean, the state of grace is such a good feeling. It beats, I've done just about every narcotic there is in my life to cover the pain of abuse. But a state of grace and being that state of grace, hey, no one beats the Riz. The risen Lord Jesus Christ. Like I always say, no one beats the Riz. His forgiveness through his sacraments. And also tell him bring some exercise water. Because I got water guns, got some paranormal activity. And I may need my apartment. I need my apartment blessed because I feel a lot of negative spiritual energy. And I noticed when I got my last apartment out here blessed by Father Stephen, that I was better acting. And my dad's interested in becoming Catholic, getting back into Catholicism because he hasn't been to confession since pre-Vatican II. Back last time my dad went to confession, all the churches were still saying the liturgy in Latin. It's been over 60 years since my dad's been to Mass, and I told him straight up, the only reason I didn't go home was because I wanted to stay here and make sure my dad becomes Catholic, stays Catholic, and comes back home to the church. I can't leave this world until my dad comes back home to the church, and I want Father there to talk to him and maybe say a prayer with them, and my dad just didn't have his home blessed because my dad had a demon under his bed. His bed actually jumped a foot up in the air. He heard growling under his bed. Then his cat started hissing and stuff. He had paranormal activity. And I think there's been some people that were either witches or very much in the sin that lived in my farm before me. Because I feel a heavy cloud of lust over me, a real demon of lust that comes over me, a lot stronger than the old apartment after Father Stephen blessed it. When Father Stephen blessed the old apartment, I was able to live a serious Catholic life, but this apartment hasn't been blessed in the 3 years I lived here, and I feel a lot of demonic oppression and sin. And once I get it blessed, I think with the incense, the demons will go away.
Okay, well, let me see if I can get a hold of Father, and we'll see what we can do, okay?
Thank you, and tell Lisa she had a good vacation. She gets back.
I
Hope she's down in Florida getting a suntan.
I don't know where she went.
Hopefully a good retreat. Good spiritual woman like that needs a retreat. God bless you. Tell Father's there, maybe he needs to go on retreats, have a vacation. Because Father Stephen used to go to retreats, and he came back so refreshed and happy, and tell Father's there, maybe he said,
Thomas does that too.
good, that's good.
Okay.
God bless you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, guys, I'm gonna log off the stream for my nurse to get here at noon and stuff.